Welcome into part of our Spotlight on IMS series, IMS standing for Inbound Marketing Summit. This is the fourth part of a five-part conversation promoting our event coming up in New York City, February 28th and 29th. To find out more details, go to inboundmarketingsummit.com. Barry Liebert, CEO of Open Matter, is joining us right now. This whole conversation, Barry, is about open, about mobile, social, and cloud, and about the concept of it. We've talked about what it means, basically giving away a little to get a lot. We've talked about why it's important for leaders, board members that you deal with to embrace it. We've talked about how you sell it with inside a company. Now let's talk business, ROI. How do you monetize? How do you adapt and do all these things, accept an open philosophy, strategy? How do you monetize it?
So I always like Apple as an example because everybody knows Apple. Let's start with the numbers again. Apple, as of today, is the most valuable company in the world, more valuable than ExxonMobil. They have more cash on hand, almost $100 billion, and it's more than the market capitalization of the next 50 largest companies, just cash on hand. How did they do it? They built an open network of developers. They didn't say you have to work for me, Apple, to build an app. They said you can join the app exchange. You can put your content on my platform, like I'm doing with you today. I'm putting my content on your platform, and I'm saying you can monetize with me as long as you share the revenues and the results with me. We're going to be open and collaborative. So Apple spent a huge amount of money building a platform like you're building here, but for one reason, to give lots of people, nearly 500,000 developers, the right to put their applications so that Apple could pay them more than $2 billion a year in royalties, not to be employees, but to be part of the open network or the app exchange.
Okay, so let's use a different example than Apple. Let's look, for example, we found this blog on Fast Company about Hasbro. Hasbro's a toy company, game company, right? So they made tangible products that they put out, but now they've surged into the digital age, as this blog talks about, where they've gone on and they've brought their board games digitally into that. So sort of like Apple, they're letting people take control of it. But by doing that, again, business-wise, ROI, monetizing it, don't they face the fear of losing control and that people can take it over? That's part of the hurdle you got to face here.
Absolutely. So what's happening is they're going from the closed matters world, I would say what's closed matters, to the open matters world. So many boards and many leaders are frightened about the simple concept that if I turn over control to you, the anchor, or to me, the customer, the world might change and I may not be in control anymore. Like when you just did that previous one where you didn't let me close the section, that creates some issues and opportunities. But take a look at Doritos as an example. Doritos lets their customers design the early Super Bowl commercial. What does it do for them? It saves them money. It produces ROI. It gets them a large audience, more ROI. And people want to eat Doritos, more ROI. So as far as I'm concerned, opening up to your customers to design your products and services so that they can buy it, wow, how cool is that?
So when you sit down and you actually put out the business plan, the ROI is a longer term play. It's harder for a lot of people to accept with that. The fact that, how much is this going to cost me in the short term? It's not. Put it out there. Let people be our agency, for example, for Doritos.
Correct.
Let all of them be it.
Correct. But it's not longer term. That's in the moment. You can literally crowdsource to your customers, let them be our advertising agency, to something like Eli Lilly does, let them be our R&D department, research and development department. Let them find the next major drug development and discovery for our company.
Fascinating conversation, this open matter.
Thank you so much.
We'll tell you in our next segment where this conversation will continue and how you can get more involved at Inbound Marketing Summit up next.